Hey folks, welcome to another edition of This Ain't No Game. This week's movie is Hitman, the movie. This is a 2007 movie based on the IO interactive third-person murder simulators, Hitman. And in the games, you play as this bald assassin who's got a barcode on the back of his head, who likes to dress up in other people's clothes and then murder people in lots of creative ways. The movie stars Timothy Olyphant, who you might know as Todd, the drug dealer in Go, or the sheriff guy in Deadwood. But here he is, codename 47, the titular character of the Hitman series. Now, he's got the bald head, he's got the suit, and he's got the barcode on the back of his head, but he's maybe not the best fit, I don't think. 47 was always maybe a little bit more imposing and a little more detached. There's a lot of stoic brooding and staring going on in this movie from Timothy Olyphant. It's kind of one of the big staples of the movie, is there's lots of him staring intensely at stuff and walking intensely down hallways, and then occasionally showing slight flashes of conscience. Kind of one of the big defining characteristics of Hitman the movie is extreme violence, which, you know, hey, that's fitting for the game. You know, the games themselves are pretty nasty with lots of brutal assassinations. Although I feel like the games are also a lot more creative about it. For the most part, in Hitman the movie, it's just lots of dudes getting shot, and dudes getting shot violently. Now, this movie really loves its blood splatter. Pretty much anytime someone gets shot, you see crazy arterial spray all over the place, which, you know, hey, that's fun. But, oh, and you also get a little bit of the syringe in the neck stuff, which in the games 47 loves to do. I feel like I would have liked to see a few more creative assassinations. Although there's this one with the drink, which is pretty cool.
When I was a little girl, I had this little squirrel, you know, with black stripes on the back?
Chipmunk.
Oh yeah, that's right, Chipmunk. His name was Tishka.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is for another gentleman.
Table 26.
That's right.
My mistake.
You know what table that is?
I saw the layout when we came in.
Do you remember everything you see?
No, not everything. Nico, ask for the check.
But I'm not done.
Then hurry.
You do also kind of get a few little nudge and a wink references to the Hitman video games over the course of the movie. The computer that 47 uses to get all his assignments, it's got the big, crazy Hitman logo on the back of it. At one point, he goes crashing through a hotel room window, and there's two dudes there that are playing Hitman the game, so mark it. You get Hitman with, you know, the twin pistols that he's holding like this. You get him kind of using a costume to sneak around, although that only happens once, which is a little disappointing because that is kind of like a mainstay of the games. But the thing where Hitman goes a little bit off the rails for me is that at a point, Hitman gets a conscience, which that's totally contrary to what the games are all about, which is that he is a programmed stone-cold killer, and he does his job, and that's all that matters. And, you know, he starts out that way. You even get a little kind of, you know, flashback during the opening credits of showing him being programmed as a child to be this perfect killer. And you see some other members of the organization pop up from time to time with the little barcodes on the back of their shaved head, which actually leads to this excellent fight where you get a bunch of, well, I don't even want to ruin it, but it's awesome. Check this out.
How about dying with a little dignity?
Unless you knew the source material, you wouldn't really know that this is based on a video game, which I guess is really, you know, to its advantage. It just kind of feels like a very journeyman, very violent action movie, but not one that's terribly exciting. It just kind of, you know, goes through its paces. Timothy Olyphant doesn't really make a very compelling 47, but I also don't know that 47 would make a very good lead character in a movie regardless of who's playing him, because he is kind of this blank slate for you to kind of inhabit while playing a game. So, you know, as great and as bloody as the source material goes, I don't know that you could do much better than this as far as a movie.
Nika,
Yes?
stop talking or I'll put you back in the trunk. Are we clear?
Yeah,
Stop
but-
talking. Look at me. Stop talking. Eat your sandwich. I need to get some sleep. Nika. Nika, Nika, Nika. Look at me. I'm sorry. Stop talking.
So that's going to do it for this week's edition of This Ain't No Game. As always, I'm Ryan Davis. Be sure to tune back in next week where we will have a delicious and healthy recipe for a vegetarian paella. We'll see you then.